Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We have another video here for you. This is a 2006 Chrysler Pacifica Touring with a 3.5 engine. The customer brought the car here yesterday on a tow truck. I guess somebody else diagnosed it, or not really diagnosed it, saw the vehicle like losing coolant. So I went ahead and did a quick visual inspection, and I noticed that the upper radiator hose, let me see if I can show this to you guys, it's actually blew out from the radiator. So let me see how much you guys will be able to see. I'm not sure. Hopefully you can see the outlet of the radiator completely broken in there. Let me point so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is the outlet, the upper outlet of the radiator, and the other piece is in the hose. So I talked to the customer and I tell him, I need to do further testing to make sure, what blew the radiator, if it's just a damaged radiator. I'm not even sure, how many miles the car has. But so the first thing that I wanted to check on this vehicle, and I would recommend to anyone that, has a blue radiator hoses, is first of all, I thought we need the radiator, we need the two hoses, we need the thermostat, and we need the radiator cap, which is actually on the reservoir. And I will show you that in a second. But as a mechanic, or if it's your own car, the first step that you need to do is make sure that those fans are working. Because I don't really want to add more of expense to the customer, but if they're bad, right? And I need to make sure, what is the issue that caused that radiator to get damaged like that, because it's not really normal. So if the fans are running, then I will go ahead and replace the thermostat and do a pressure test on the system, which I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to use a kit that I got for the turbo. It's a pressure. It's a pressure kit for the turbo system, on the pressure side, so you can put on the hoses, seal the system, and pressurize it to see if you have any intake leaks or boost pressure leaks. I think that's what it's called. Sorry, it's a boost leak test. So I can use that with the radiators, and I think they say that too, which is very, very good. So, okay, returning into what I'm doing right now. So the first thing that I did is, I opened the fuse box in here, and I noticed that, let me point to you guys, because the reading is a little small. So I went and tried to look for the fan relay, which I think is this one. Make sure you guys are looking at everything. That's perfect. Okay, so this is for me, the one is the radiator, the fan relay. That will be position 33 here. It's a little smaller. I don't want to do too much of a zoom, because otherwise I will not have everything on the video. Let me see if I can find the zoom button, and show. Yeah, that's not going to work. So let's focus you guys on what I'm doing, and hopefully that's good enough. So believe me, this says 33 here, and if I go over to 33, which that's the first thing that I did is I tried to find something that says like rear booster fan relay. That's 33, and then 34 says rear booster fan. I don't know why it says rear booster. I don't really understand what they're trying to say with that, but it says fan relay. So, and I look everywhere, that's the only one that says fan relay. So we have the 34, which I think is going to be the fuse right here on the 34, which is right here is a 10 amp fuse right here, and this is our relay. But just to make sure that I was correct, I got into Identifix and I pull out the wire diagram. So let me set this up in here for you guys too. Hopefully you can see that too. Let me take my headlight off. That one I can do a little bit of a zoom. Alright, so if we see the system, it says fuse 13, 40 amp. Integrated power module. So we have to have a 40 amp fuse, which is number 13, so I got to look into that. It looks like it's one of the upper ones. Yeah, I don't see any other fuse in here. That will fill that will fill the load side of the relay. Yeah, definitely it's a 40 amp. So that will go into the switch bar, the contact side of the relay, load side, and it will fit both things. We have a fan motor 1 and a fan motor 2, and then a ground which is shared for both ends and for the relay on G104. So the control side has always ground, and it's just waiting for the signal on pin 4. So we have a steady ground, and it's waiting for the power coming from the computer, from the engine computer or powertrain module in this case, to that relay. So let's check that fuse 40. It's going to be one of those cover fuses. I'm trying to turn this light on. Okay, so 13, we have 14 is empty and 13 is here. So let me see if I can uncover that fuse. They have a little bit of a plastic cover. It's got to be, yep, I was able to open it up. Put that in a box that I got here. I got already my test light to battery negative. The battery is dead, obviously, so I'm going to turn this booster on. Okay, that should be okay. I didn't see if it says, yes, it says had all the times. So what we have to go is from both sides. Hopefully you guys can see that test line there. So that side is lighting and that side is lighting. So that fuse is good. I just look at that through that little cover and it looked for me good, but you have to be 100% sure in here. Another way to really test this is to go over to the relay. So I have already extension from my Lyle set. It's a master kit that you can check everything. Hopefully you guys were able to see what I was doing. That's a little bit of off the video. Hopefully it's not good. Alright, so I got the Lyle's kit that I can check the relays. And then the way it is, I got the nice thing about this one, at least it tells me to, so this is pin 30. So if this is pin 30, it's part of that fuse. If I remove this fuse, that should take the power off. Let me get that plier because it's actually very strong. Put this cover good. Yeah, it's definitely gonna work. That's more for relays than for fuses. Trying to see if I can. Alright, so I think I got it out. So we still got power in here just to make sure that I'm in the right relay, right? And I'm sure, I think I am not. So, okay. Make sure that is no power. I got power, so it looks like I am not in the right relay. That's why it's good for you to test. Because if you start checking this one and then you have power everywhere, you got control everywhere, it might not be the right thing that you are, or not even the system you want to test. Okay, so I can put this one. I just remove this one to check this. Okay, so let's see where that fan is then. Fan relay says radiator fan relay at left front of engine compartment. Okay, that's exactly where we are. Left front of engine compartment. It doesn't say in the integrated power module, but I would imagine that that's what it has to be. So guys, let me look a little bit in here. When I found it, I'll get you guys back in the video, okay? Well guys, this is going to have to wait a little bit, at least for me. I have to, well, not wait, I'm going to have to tear the car apart a little bit because I went to look for the location on this relay. Hopefully the view looks easier. It's easier for you. So, well, this is just where it's located. So this is the AC condenser. That's your grill, and the radiator fan relay is behind that. So I already opened the grill just to see a little bit, and yeah, it is right there. It kind of sits right here, and in this case it's not flat. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that. Get some light here. Just trying to open it up a little bit, and it's a little hard to see. Okay, you guys are seeing it. So the relay is that thing in there, right where my shadow for my finger is moving. So that's the relay. So I'm gonna have to take the bumper out. Either way, most likely I'm gonna have to do that to get the radiator out. So let me open this up a little bit more, and we will proceed with the testing. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start taking the bumper apart. I will remove 6 filler screws in here and 2 number 10s. That's just to release the grill, to show you the relay, and I have to remove the front fascia or bumper to get access to remove the radiator. I gotta drain the AC or the Freon. That's also part of the process. Just lock that wire in there. Okay, we have also Phillips screws on the side. I'm going to be able to see too much of what I'm doing. I don't want to be just driving around, the camera. This is just the bumper to the fender liner. Screws, those are the ones I am removing now. I would like to keep a tray for separate things, so I'm gonna use a small one for this. I hope you guys can see that, but this fender has been repaired, and it has like a 1 inch of compound in here. Hopefully that doesn't break. I mean, I have to take it apart, so there's really not much I can do. I'm gonna spin the wheel a little bit to get this one out. Let's raise the car a little bit to see if we need to get, some engine undercover or stuff like that out of there too. Gotta drain coolant. Hopefully there's still some coolant in there. I mean, the radiator looks like you saw it has blown apart. The reservoir is empty, but that doesn't mean the whole thing is empty. Alright, that should be enough. Yeah, we got some coolant in here. See what I can see. Yeah, this is attached on the bottom. So we have 2 connectors underneath for the halogens. Just on each side. It's a very easy clip. You gotta just move the clip and pull the connector out. And then for this one, I'm just gonna use a pin puller. They're just plastic clips. I'll show you one in 1 second. Hopefully you guys can see. Okay, that's how they look. It's just they're 5 of them. And see if we have anything else, which I will suspect that we have something else holding that bumper to the, yep, it's a couple of screws. So this fender liner is going to be my way. It's a couple of more like a Christmas tree type clips. That one just broke. Yeah, but I need to remove. They're just, you know, so old in there. What I usually do is I try to like shake it. This is the Christmas tree type that I'm talking about. There are 2 in each side, like kind of like inside the fender. I mean the wheel well. You know what, I got to do that same thing here. So we got one right next to the strut. That one came off also on the other side too. And one more here. This one was almost out. Yeah, this one came out, kind of. And my worry is this repair here, so let's see how that's going to look. I'm going to pull this out. It's not so bad as far as picking those bolts out. Take a look at the other side. So I can either take the ones on the bumper, which is, it looks like it's just one. I'll take a look with the mirror. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's one in a pin. Oh, maybe it's better if I take the bracket from the body itself, not from the bumper. And that will also help me avoid the shaking on that compound in there. No, this is too big. I have to use a 3/8. Trying to start with this side, that is the one that doesn't have compound, to see if that is, you know, at least easy for me, how that fender come out, or the bumper. Actually, you know what, I cannot do that. I was trying to leave the bracket, but no, that will not disconnect me, the bumper from the I have to open that up apart. So I was kind of taking the bracket from the body, but that will still leave the bumper fender attached together. So it's a 110 millimeter. If I can, okay, it's right here. And then like a plastic pin, and hopefully it doesn't break. Very weird design to hold the bumper. It is coming off. I need the bigger one. I got another one of this. I got a few of those. Let's see. I'm going to use this one. It's going to help me get a little bit more of a pry motion. Nice, open it up. And the liner's on my way. Alright, got it out. I'll show you guys how that look. Alright, that's the clip that holds the bumper fender together. It goes up. So you have a bolt on the front. It's kind of weird for me. Look at the backward. Kind of like when I go left, it goes right on the screen. But well, so you got this and then a bolt on the front, a 10 millimeter. Let's try to do that on the other side. the one you guys can see. And the one I didn't want it to touch too much because it's so damaged. I have to just get this out of my way, right? But I don't want to create damages either. You know, that's probably good enough. Alright, so we have a 10. Okay. We will put the it's just a spinning, obviously. The side that should not give me headaches. Well, I didn't want it to give me headaches. Let's put the tools here. Got to spray that with a WD-40. And let's see how can I grab that. It's just a metal little piece of clip. Alright, let's see. I don't think that's gonna work. And for my luck, it did work. So this is what I was taking apart. Lucky it wasn't too rusted. Alright, so we can get that bolt out. And let's get that clip out of there too. And then make these things more stiff. I gotta get you out at least for a second. Well. This one just opened up and broke the head off, that white plastic part. Alright guys, I'm sorry I didn't see that you guys were not even looking at the bumper. Well, it's truly not much to see in there. It's just a couple of clips, and like I said, that white part on this side broke and not even remove it. It was just so brittle, but I mean, we have to order it, we order it. Let's get this out of here too. Got another plastic thing in here. And that is attached to the bottom of the radiator. And I'm taking all this apart, so. But first, what I wanted to show is, or what I wanted to test is that those fans work. Now we got access, so plenty of access to that radiator relay, fan relay. That should do it. Let me turn this light off. I just got this light from Milwaukee, and it's super bright. Very happy. One thing that I like always to have is a very good light. No kid no more, so you have to protect your vision and your body for whatever left of life you have. Alright, so now we got plenty of access to this weird setup of relay. Very heavy gauge wires. So we know that we have that power, at least on the fuse. Let's check and make sure that we have that in there too. I'm going to set up my jumper again here. They want it to be there while I was working on the bottom for safety. Polarity is good. Let me put these tools away here. Get the wire diagram. Let's turn this. I want to make sure you guys are looking at what I'm doing too as well, to not make that mistake again. So right now what I'm doing is just checking my computer for the wire diagram. I like to use my iPad, but for some reason, you know, looking at the diagrams and all the stuff is in Identifix, sometimes it doesn't work. It's just, especially when they're in a PDF, it doesn't open the whole PDF. It was not the case in here. I can use it, no problem, but sometimes, especially in Audi and Volkswagen, I have noticed that when I'm looking at the wire diagrams, it doesn't scroll down or open the links. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, and that all depends if it's a PDF or something else. I don't know what Identifix uses. And again, it's not Identifix's fault. This is something that Apple should put attention on it and make sure that iPads, iPhone works in any platform, in any browser. I mean, I'm using Internet Explorer in here, or Edge, the new one. Safari does the same thing in Identifix. I know it's whatever Identifix is using, but it's a little hard for us not to be able to open exactly what we need. So I'm looking at what we need onto that relay. So we have an orange red wire. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get you guys. Well, you saw the diagram before. I will show you the test, and I cannot be putting the whole or both things in, at least not when I'm doing it, but I'm most likely going to put that probably here. I'm going to put that diagram so you guys can understand what I'm doing too. So I'm going to check first the orange red wire. So I'm going to put my test light to battery negative. I'm going to turn on the booster. Check your equipment first. Make sure the test light lights. I don't know why this test light is very dim, but okay. So we got an orange or a red wire in here. I don't see an orange, but let's see if I can open that first, because it's grease on my tools, the land from that car when I had the car under. I'm sorry guys, but I like to keep my tools organized. I don't need this no more, so I'm putting it away. So let's see if this screwdriver help us in here. It has a lock. You know, Chrysler always uses to put this kind of lock into the connector so they don't open freely. And this one obviously is not even bolted, it's riveted into the reinforcement. It's very, very not well done. Alright, that screwdriver doesn't work in there. See if I can use a peak. Just trying to see if I can remove that thing from there. Okay, that worked out. Okay, we got the connector out. Seems very clean. And let's say that wire is an orange red. It looks like it is. It looks like it's an orange and it has a red on it. So if we touch in here, we have power. Then we have a blue one, dark blue green. That should be our outlet to the radiator fans, to power wise. Then we have, that will be dark blue, dark green, and then we have a black with a dark green. That is a ground. So let's switch our test light to power. Test it again. The lights. So dark. This is black with a dark green. It's a small gauge wire. So this should be here. And yeah, that's our ground. I know I'm not testing it, loaded, but in a second I'm going to make the fans work. So let's say we have everything. We don't know yet if the computer is sending that signal. Sorry for the chop noise, guys. So what I wanted to do is energize those fans myself. It looks like it's not a problem for me to leave that disconnected because it just goes into a G104, a left front of engine compartment. So let's put some power here and see if those fans turn. For that I'm going to make my, let me stop this so all that noise goes away first, guys. Alright guys, I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now. So we have, I had the connector disconnected, as you saw. Sorry for the sharp noise, but that was just impossible. So I put one of these connectors or test leads that I have from this kit that I have shown in some of my other videos. Yeah, let me turn this screen so I can see that I'm showing it right. So this is a very good test lead. Get it, guys. It's gonna save your butt. I love it. So I'm using one of those connectors or terminals from here to the blue wire. So we are going into the dark blue, dark green. Again, I'm going to put that image somewhere in here so it's not covering my tests. And you can see, so I have just a jumper wire here connected to power. But I want also to use my amp lamp to see what is the draw on those fans. So I think it's this way. If not, we're gonna have to flip. So right now we just actually I gotta go into amps. So let's see if they run. Oh, this just looks like that is dead. Let me see. Yeah, it is there. So alright, we got 16.6. Let me put a min max. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. So let's turn this off first. We're gonna go to amps. And I'm gonna put a min max so we can record that inrush spike. So as you can see, hopefully you guys can read that, it says 33.3. That is the inrush spike. And then right now we got 16.2. So no problems with these fans. They're drawing 33.3 as a spike, and that's like super quick. The 16.2 is the one you really should consider the most important, which is the normal, while they already take out the speed. But I always like to read that spike, because it's, if you have 100 amps on a 40 amp fuse, I don't care if it's for a half a second, it will blow it. And that will also mean that the motor is drawing too much to like start moving. And usually when that happens, you're gonna have not a 16.2, you're gonna have probably like 30 running. So like this is telling me that at least the fans are good. So we have no issues in here, and this is what I was using in here. So it's just male terminal. This one is male, female, and I can put the 4mm banana adapter in there. So let me put the hand clamp away. I'll be right back, guys. Okay guys, at least that is a test that we know the fans are running and not drawing too much amperage. That is not a full test because we don't know yet if the computer is actually turning the fans on or off. But I'm just looking for something that is not working like fans. I mean, we got a good fuse in there. We know that we have a good ground. We have the wiring from the relay to the radiators, I mean to the fans are fine. From the fuse to the relay is fine. So it's just a control for the computer that we know that we're still need to check. So I can do that when the car has the radiator installed. No matter what, if that relay has to be removed or replaced, it's here. I have to disconnect all of that. So let me now I'm going to take all the Freon out from the system. Alright guys, so I tried to give it a try. I wanted to give it a try to my wider lens again, because I cannot get the camera too far or too close to get it something, you know, right. So let's try that one and see how it goes. So I'm going to remove those and then my gloves. I don't know what to do with it. Right here. I'm going to remove just this cover here. It's just a plastic to get that Freon out. So again with the same tool, just a small pin puller. Alright, let me put this on the side. Then we have this, we can remove, it looks like a 213 in each side. We have the cruise control attached in here with like a, what it looks like number 8. I like to remove all this plastic, so actually, do I have to? Maybe just this one. There might be a stain in here. These are like Christmas tree type. Get another one in here. These is our rubber, so not much of a pain to keep it there. Let's remove this one. Yeah, I don't think that's original. Looks like somebody put that bolt in there. And it's not gonna give me a problem, because it's not coming off. I hate when that happens. Looks like we got either power steering cooler or transmission cooler. Looks like a transmission. Rust. I start putting bolts in the other tray. We got the ambient sensor in here. See if I can unplug that. Yeah, because that's gonna make harder. Put that in a second in there. See if I can remove the clip or the connector. Whichever is easy. Looks like the clip is easier. Yeah, so we got that ambient sensor in there. Take the clip off. Put it in here. And this one. See if we can flip it around. Just to get it off our way. Yeah, sure we're not damaging anything. Looks like it's okay in there. And now we have this is the coolant, the AC condenser right here. Before we do that, let me remove these tins from the top to see what I need to do with this sensor frame. Might not need to remove. I can feel a lot of space in here, but we'll see. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to remove all that to get that hood latch out. At least these clips are coming with not much of a effort. Alright, so we got this out of the way. To the table. And one more here. Let's just get that out. I hate that air hose. Let me stop the video, guys, 1 second, so you don't get to hear all that. Alright, off the video, all I did was just remove the 213s in here and put that bracket on the side because this is not coming out and I am fighting that. So now we have a problem with this bolt in here, which is very rusted. Hopefully you guys can see in there. Yeah, it's trying to break that. So let's go back and forth. Because it's just whatever was exposed, it gets rusted, right? Just put WD-4 in there. Trying to help me. Alright, we got it. So what I'm trying to see if I can leave all this stuff here. I mean, I got the condenser out of the radiator. And I think I have enough room to get this baby out of here. So let's raise the car up. Going to disconnect that bottom hose. Alright guys, all I have done now is bring this can or container, whatever, to see if I can drain all that. I'm going to remove these things out of my way. It's just that rubber cover that you saw from the top. Getting attached by the wiring for sure. And that relay. So we got one out. And they're all our just Christmas tree clips. in here, two more. Just trying to see what I can see because I don't see a drain on this radiator. So this is my AC condenser, which definitely comes out. Might be able to just push it to the front. Let's leave that for now attached to the radiator. In the meantime, I can see if I can, okay, I find the drain cock in there. It's on this side. Hopefully I can get it with a plier. There's not enough room for a strain. Oh, actually, it's very loose. Yep, still some coolant in there. Alright, I'm going to let that drain for a little while. I don't want this so close to my toolbox. Let me start the video. Be right back, guys. Alright, I think that is a drain. I'm still going to keep that container here. I already emptied it. Just to make sure, you know, we can catch anything that is left onto that radiator. Now I need to see if I'm going to have enough room or not with this condenser in here. Just trying not to remove that AC, but I cannot work with this in here, so I'm going to drain the AC. So sorry, I'm gonna have to get the machine here. Okay, I got the recovery machine connected to the vehicle. We have the dryer in here that has a high pressure side on, and then the lower side is, let me see if I can show you that. It's right there, so you can see the blue coupler. And now I'm going to start the recovery. Doesn't look like it has all the pressure. You can see it's in like 65, high and low. That should be a little higher. Well, the temperature is, that's about the temperature inside the shop, so might be okay. Alright, for this car we will do recovery. That is equalizing the hoses. I can skip that. And now it's doing the recovery. Gotta keep an eye on that because otherwise it will suck the oil too. Gotta change my headlight because it's dying. And we will see how much it recovers too. $140 grams. Let's see if I can see on a sticker to tell me how much is on this system. Single unit is supposed to be 820 grams inside here. So we'll see. We're supposed to take 820, guys. Just trying to get you closer. It's a little hard, you know, when you don't know the vehicle. This is a first-time client or customer, so you don't know how the car is being maintained, if the AC is working or not. So that's why I don't like to take a lot of stuff out, because it's so brittle. If something happens and they always think, oh, but that was working. Yeah, I know, but now it's not. Well, we'll see. Hopefully that's not the case in here. I got already the parts, they already came. So I got the radiator, I got the coolant hoses, and I have the thermostat and the radiator cap. Not original. All in this case is aftermarket. Trying to keep the cost down. It's an old vehicle. So we'll see. 370 grams. One thing that you should do whenever you're recovering, you know, especially when you're going to remove, is make sure that you do a little bit of a vacuum, not 100%, but even when the machine is stopped doing the recovery, you do a little bit of a vacuum to take whatever is left, because always stays a little bit of a pressure, and then you don't want that to, when you open the hose, to spit on your face, you know, the refrigerant oil. 440. Alright, going to stop the video and I'll get you guys back when it's done. Alright, it looks like it's almost there. It's around 700 grams, so it's a little low. Well, actually, as you saw, the needle from the low side just jumped up a little bit up, which is normal. Sometimes it's trapped, especially when the temperature is cold like today. We have the heater on the shop, but we keep it like around 65 or so. And that is normal for the needles to jump up, because the pressure kind of like freezes, you know, the freon freezes inside, might not be moved. When you open the hoses, it kind of like freezes. So just take your time and do it right. So it looks like it might be fully charged. That's good. So let's stop this and be right back. I just gotta stop the machine because I was about to like drain the oil, which I don't really need to. As you can see, the low side, when I'm on to like 10 inches of mercury on the vacuum, you know, for vacuum, which is, that's what I'm looking for. You don't have to, or you don't want to have pressure in it. And it took 780 grams. It's okay, 820, 780, 780 is, the system was fully charged, so that's very good news. So let me take this machine away and start doing the repair. Alright, took the machine, the refrigerator machine away. And now let's put the condenser at least attached so we can remove the hoses. That looks like 13. So now this is where you got to be a little careful not to like completely take it out. So if there's any pressure, oh, that's gonna spit on your face. Actually, I'm gonna get myself some goggles just in case. Safe first always. Just, you know, when there's a screwdriver here moving it. Yeah, we got no pressure, so that vacuum worked out perfect. And let's do the same on the bottom one. Okay, perfect. Now we can take that condenser away. I have to keep it up, and I like always to put, you know, some caps on it. So I'm sorry guys, but I gotta stop there. Alright, back in business. I want to show you what I did. So on the radiator, sorry for the weird angle, I put these covers in here. Hopefully you can see. So I put this cover here, has an O-ring, and same thing in the bottom, so no moisture will get inside that condenser. And on the hoses, hopefully you can see there too, I got that yellow one into the upper one and then the black one on the bottom. Again, you're looking to keep that as clean as possible always. I saved this, I got this bag of goodies with a whole bunch of different connectors. When I get new condensers, I always save them, because that will save me to keep the system clean. Alright, so now let's work on this radiator. Now we can pull out from the bottom. We can get the hose out, which is, you get a hose plier. Get the cash can under. A little tight of a space, but it worked out. So we got the clamp out. Now to break the hose loose from the radiator, I mean, we're replacing all these hoses either way, but I always use this. There's not much of a room in here. This is just to break the seal off the hose from being clamped from, long time. I need to get these fans out too. So this has a lock pin too in the center. You just gotta just push it down, and that would allow me to disconnect. Okay, got one out. I got both of the connectors out. We have a wire from the push control attached to here, at least the loom. Yeah, that is giving me more room. Let's take this fans out. This is being held by 210s. Definitely the way to work without that condenser in here. What you gotta do is then shake it and pull it up. So you got the fans out. Put this away. Now we got more room to work on that hose. Yeah, now I can see the hose walking by itself with the plier, with the screwdriver that I have, or a pick. Perfect. And now we can get this radiator out, which still has some coolant, so let's drain that in the cash can. This should be good enough. And let me show you the damage on the radiator. Let me spin that screen so I can see what I'm showing you guys. So this is the damaged part of the radiator here. This is how it should look. So we're gonna put the radiator here. Alright, I mop the floor a little bit to get that wetness away from my feet or my shoes. Now I wanted to get the hose out. We're gonna replace the hoses and the thermostat. me disconnect the battery because I'm right next to the... Actually, nope. Alternator's not even on this side. So, no problem. No issues with the sparks in here. Not sure if I can get this plier in there. Well, I was able to grab the clamp. That's what I need. Okay. We got the clamp out. Breaking the seal from the hose too. And I just spit coolant on my feet. That's what I always like to keep them up close to me. Otherwise you will bring that to your car mats in your house. I mean, we're mechanics, right? But we don't have to be dirty. Alright, so the hose is out. Still had some more to spit on me, but didn't happen, so just put them on the side. Let's see if the thermostat is in this one. Nope, that's just a water outlet. And let's remove the other hose, the upper hose, which right now is just a breeze to work like this, right? This one is really brittle. You can feel it. Alright. Not sure how much you guys can see, but otherwise I would have to be moving the camera all the time, back and forth, and that takes time. So again, I'm just breaking the hose loose. That work out. See how that hose is kind of like flat? That's no good. Alright, so that's the upper hose. And I will expect the thermostat to be here. Just looking at it with a mirror, and yes, it is. So let me get you guys a little closer. You can push this can away. I'm not sure how much you guys will be able to see here, but I will do my best. Trying to get you in a good position and that I can work. Just zoom in there. Alright, I think that's good enough. So the thermostat is right here, very hidden. I like to use mirrors for this. So we have a 13, two 13s. This wire is on my way. Hopefully I will be able to remove that without a major thing. Looking for the socket. I'm gonna use a 3/8 ratchet for this. So we got one out. I have a lot of tools on top of one of my toolboxes. 1 second, guys. Okay, where were we? Taking the thermostat, right? So, okay, I put the parts in here. Let me show you guys. So we got the two hoses in there. We got the radiator cap, which goes onto this reservoir right here. And we got the thermostat gasket right there too, and we got the thermostat too as well. So let's keep going with this. Let's see if I can remove the other 13 just by feel. With the gloves it's a little hard. Need to know where the other bolt is, so that one in there. Just kind of like dip inside. Probably a swivel, but let's see. See if it is reaches in there or not. Very hard to feel, so take the glove out. Not much difference with just my fingers. Very tight space with that wiring in there and all that stuff. Got a little bit of a swivel extension. This might work good in here. If I can grab the bowl, which I think I did. Let me get gonna do that by hand. Yeah, I don't think there's enough room to get the ratchet in here. A little weird, you know, the design of this muffler comes from the front to the back, right next to that thermostat, and the housing is actually a bracket. I'm pointing out of it, pointing on it. It's attached to that same place, so you transfer the temperature from there to there. Not sure how good that will be. Exhaust can reach up to, you know, 700, 550, 700, especially so close to the, you know, to the manifolds. So feels like it's very loose. Yeah, I think I'll be able to get it off by hand. Yep. So that one is out as well. Put that here. Use the mirror again to see if it's anything else. I cannot even see with this wiring in here. I doubt it. Looks like it's just a 2-bolt. So again, let's use a screwdriver to open that up. Yep, that's very easy. Okay, we got room. The gasket is in pieces, which is okay. Let me tell you what I'm talking about in pieces. The O-ring actually stay here. Alright. Usually when the thermostat is stuck, or you can see a scratch, a heavy scratch, a scarf in here, which I truly don't see. So one also good idea is to keep this valve in here on the same position. So before we take this apart, mark the spot to put it on the same place. Yep. I don't think this is made to be removed. I can see a mark in here and another one in here. Let's see how that is. Yeah, the thermostat looks like the same temperature, 195. So based on that valve, it will have to be like here. And it has like 2 notches. See if I can just gently hit it with like a small hammer. Actually I have a brass punch, or just want to make sure it's going in place. See, I mean the gasket is right there. So you don't need to seal anything in here. I'm doing is just cleaning here so I can see better. I can see, the notch in here and the notch in here as well. So yes, you can remove it. The valve is not going to be exactly in the same position because it's based on those 2 notches. Maybe even a needle nose. What I'm trying to do is push it down because right here is flush but not here. Have to go over to the bench to do this, so be right back, guys. Actually, guys, I was able to do it here, so let me show you what I did. Just use a 36 millimeter socket that I have to put the housing in here, and just again with this brass punch I went and hit it right here, and now it's flush because this they have like a notch they do it so it stays tight, but as you can see it's nice and secure, so that is good for me. So let me get you guys into the right position again. Kind of like you're not really looking too much in there, but well, better than nothing, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put the socket that I used away, this two as well. Now we can get the gasket. That's the new gasket. One last thing that I want to check and see if how the surface look. It's not so bad. Very clean. At least no pieces of gasket, that's what I mean. Once again. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's gonna be a little tricky to put this back on. Let me see the position. I have the right gasket. I don't think this is the right gasket. Nope. Definitely not. So sorry guys, I gotta stop, but this is not the right gasket. Alright guys, so we got the gasket and I relocated the camera so you guys can see a little better. It's not gonna be for too long of a time because then I have to put the hoses in the radiator and so on, but at least you get to see where that thermostat is located. Got the right gasket this time. So this is the new gasket. Definitely fits perfect. And this uses no silicone. Everything will seal here by itself. So let's see how we can put this on. Have to pull this a little up in order to get that in there. Let's put one of the bolts. I think you guys can see better than I. Have to locate a hole for that one. Alright, that one is going in. And let's put the other one on. I need to see somehow, maybe the mirror can help me. Guide me a little bit and see what I'm going. I think I got it where it goes. I'm not sure if the gasket is in the right spot. Feels like it is. So I got both bowls in place just by hand. Gotta tie that one, the upper one, a little more. Yeah, definitely the extension in the socket by itself, it gives me a little bit more grip and strength. And let's see if the ratchet fits on now the battery one. Okay. Let's put this first. I have to maneuver the whole thing. Looks like it might work. And let's check that by hand. Check that with the mirror. That's very good. I think we're done with that. Now we can get the hose. I have to get clamp for that, so be right back. Alright, put new clamps in there. Not sure if they're big enough. I already put the hose at the thermostat outlet. I need to open this a little more to be able to put that clamp in place. It looks like it is. And now we can tie this up. Alright, that'll work out good. So you got that one on. I would like to keep the hoses closed, you know, the all hoses, so I can compare the position. You know that this one goes, still got some coolant in here. Want to remember. Trying to remember if it was behind this or not. Doesn't look like it. And we know we go here, so this is the position. Okay, so let's get the other one here. Need to put the clamps. There's a sort of a wiring here through. And I put the sticker right where I need to put the clamp. They got a whole hose. They had to put the sticker right here, right where the clamp is going. This has some sort of a protection. Goes right into that curb. So let me get the other clamp. Sorry guys if I move you. No, it'll work out. Just going to locate the two clamps in the hose. Okay. So this is gonna go like that. Just need to see which will be the best place for the clamp to be. And this one has a bigger side. Gonna have to get another clamp, guys. So yeah, I think that's a better better position for you guys. So let me get the hose in there. I think we don't need this no more here. I will put this protection down in here. Might rub the AC hose. Very grab it. And that works out better. I think this is where it should be. Let's see if we can now get that clamp where I need it. Actually ready to go. Not sure if I need a screwdriver. Sorry guys, I need to move you. Oops, sorry. One more time. Yep. Still good. Just going to push the clamp where it should go. Now it's perfect. Let's wrap the clamp. No big deal. I need to get extension. Now I'm locating that or boot tester leak, boost leak tester in here. We need to tie this up. That should be good. And that is just a cap. And this is the one that's going to pressurize the system that goes into the other hose. Trying to get that light away from you. Okay. And that should be good. Now we need to put the valve in here. So by this way we have a seal system. Then I'm going to put this manometer, this cage in here, which will allow me to connect the air from here and then adjust the pressure. I can see the pressure that I'm putting on. All I'm looking for is to see if there's any more leaks before I cover this whole thing. I don't really think the engine is like, hopefully you guys can see the oil is very clean, so if it would be a blown head gasket, is most likely will be milky, which is not the case here, and or will be blowing coolant from the exhaust. There's two ways that a blown head gasket can happen. So let me go and get the air hose. Alright, so I put the radiator cap because otherwise it's going to leak in there too. So let's put some pressure. Don't go crazy. Remember, this is like 15 pounds. So let's just open the valve slowly. I'm checking the manometer and the gauge in here. I can adjust so make sure I don't go. Right here I got 14 pounds. Got a little bit more pressure. It's dropping down. 12. I'm adjusting it, guys, so I don't want to go too crazy. I'm like 14, 15. So right there I got like 15. And I close it. It's holding in 15 good. It's now dropping. Can hear a leak. Let me get a bottle of a spray. Actually I got it here. So this is how you will do it on the if you're checking for boost pressure leaks. That's how you do it. Make sure it's not leaking in here. Doesn't seem to be. Let's check everything we did. You know, this gasket in here. The hoses. It's got to be very soapy water, which this is not the case in here. I got this other one here. This is for air conditioning, but it's very good for leaks. This kind of like will bubble. This stays longer. Trying to see if I have, or where is the leak. Let's raise that pressure because right now it's in like 0 pounds, or like no 8, 6. It's keeping it in 15. This will definitely bubble if it's, I can hear it. That's why, you know, I wanted to do this with no radiator in here. You gotta do is just, you know, follow connections, gaskets, hoses. I got like 15 pounds of pressure. This is nothing that I install. Sorry guys, got a phone call. Nothing important, so I'm going right now onto the reservoir, hoses, anything that can leak. I don't see anything creating bubbles in here. I'm going right now spraying the hoses for the heater core. And that's lunchtime. So I'm gonna have to proceed after lunch. But let me try to wet those up. It's so hard. I don't really see anything wrong here. I close it again. I can see it dropping the pressure. It's in 12. I'm not sure if what I'm hearing is the hose, the air hose here leaking. So let me repressure this. I close this up. I disconnect the air hose to see if I can hear that. Hopefully you guys can see that, but it's definitely dropping. I got 12. Not sure if it's right here or not. I mean, it should. It's brand new. Oh, right here. Look at right here, guys. See, this is what is good about doing this test. So let me relocate the light. I'm so happy that I did this. I hope you guys can see that inside connection. Let me do a zoom. Right there, look at all those bubbles. See, if I never touched that. So I just put the hoses, the radiator, and the thermostat, which everything is sealed in there, but look at that. That's the air conditioning foam material or liquid. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. It's called Big Blue. Very, very good one. As you can see, just a spray everywhere, and I'll wait for that. I was able to hear it, but like I said, I mean, it's so hard to find a leak by ear. You need to have things like this to help you. But this is why it's so important to do a test like this. Think about it, I put the radiator, I start doing the pressure test, which you can do, with the pump thing, but you need to have everything installed. You cannot do that test without the radiator. Now I'm doing it, and as you can see, that gasket is bad. So I'm just going to order that gasket and reseal that and retest it. Sorry guys, my microphone was off. So what I said is I removed the hose to make the repair easy. We got another hose in here, but we don't need to remove that one. And looks like there is no gasket, just silicone. Gotta get the gloves out. Pull this away so I can work in there without ripping the hose apart. That's flexible enough so we can clean these up. Yeah, there is nothing in there. And just silicone inside, so let me get a scraper. Oh, actually it is a gasket. Okay, so it is a gasket, not a silicone. 1 second I was just looking at it and it looked just like silicone, but it's not. Alright, so can get that out of there. Perfect. Pretty clean. Get these pieces out of here. Now I gotta shovel this back in there. Seems like this is just drop the gasket. Clean it up. A little tight of a space. Not a problem. Just try again. Just drop it again. Trying to position. Yep, that looks like that's the way it should go. Yep. Let me get the screws. I always like to put it just by hand. Make sure I'm not going to cross thread, you know, the thread itself. Alright, we got one in. Hopefully you guys are being able to see at least. Again, I'm just doing it by hand, which is the best way. I'm gonna get a ratchet to do the tighten manually. Alright, that should be good in there. I always like to keep paper racks next to me, keep my hands clean and the tools. I can put my gloves back in. Let's put the clamp back, the hose back in there. do it. Tie that up. Just gonna push the clamp into the right position. Yep. Something didn't went right in there. That might be damaged. Gotta see that. Because it didn't tie, but it tied in the screw. Now can I flip it around? Let's try one more time. No, that's not working. Gotta get that hose back out and replace that clamp. Let's pressurize this system again one more time. Alright. Just go slowly always when you put in the pressure. Put in, like 16 pounds. As able to see that, hopefully you do. Let's release the pressure a little bit. That's like 17. Close this off. And I can definitely see now that we have a seal system. I have a valve closed and it's holding in 16 very steady. That's what you're looking for. Make sure that we got no leaks, and that's exactly what we have now, a completely sealed system. So now I can with confidence reinstall the radiator and check, make sure that those fans comes on, put the coolant and put the air conditioning back on. But as far as testing, guys, this is all I'm going to show you. Not the whole install of the radiator. You already saw the removal, so it's just doing it backwards. I hope you guys like the video, and don't forget to subscribe, right? If I find something else on the fan, on the fence, I will record it. Okay.